Hello! Today we are going to talk about one of the most important part of 3D modeling process, retopology. If you are just starting in 3D, this video is for you. And if you are already an experienced artist, you will find many useful tips. So in this video you will learn how to do retopology in Blender. We will talk about tools, general rules and some tricks of retopology in Blender. So I am sure this video will be interesting for everyone. And if you are interested in the topic of sculpting, then I can recommend you a course from the WingFox school. The author shows how to create a cartoon scene with a dragon and a rider from scratches just using Blender. This course lasts just over 9 hours and consists of the stage of blocking, sculpting, detailing, painting, lighting creation, rendering and presenting the finished result. If you are interested, then I'll leave a link in the description under this video. This video is divided into time codes, so you can skip to the section that interests you the most. So what is retopology? Without going into details, this is the creation of a low poly mesh of objects, which allows you to optimize your 3D model. Also, it allows you to transfer detailing from highly detailed models, texture and even animate your models. In general, there are several types of retopology: automatic and semi-automatic, the kind that is done with the help of the special scripts and plugins. Reuse the topology when you use previously prepared models, and manual, the kind is done completely by yourself. Manual retopology is the longest, but the most flexible and correct way to do it. So today we will talk about manual retopology. To do a good manual retopology in Blender, you can go two ways. First is the use of vanilla Blender. The second one is the use of third-party add-ons in your workflow. I recommend the second one because it will improve the process a lot and it's completely free. Among the add-ons I recommend download and install the next few. The internal Blender add-on F2, which allows you to create new polygons from corners using F button. The second one is Draw X-Ray, is the must-have add-on. There is a paid and free version. In general, the free version will be enough for you, and it's a little bit cut down, but it will be enough. This add-on allows you to correctly display mesh on top of your high poly models. But if you use Blender 4.0 or higher, then this add-on is no longer so necessary, because Blender already has a retopology mod. In addition, you can install Retopoflow, which also has two versions, paid and free, which also has good functionality. I sometimes use this add-on only for two functions: fast retopology of cylindrical surfaces and, the most importantly, for the Relax brush, which works very well. These are two third-party add-ons I can recommend you. Of course, there are other cool tools, but I haven't used them and I am not sure if they are really necessary. You can write in the comments what I missed. Now that we have figured out what tools we need, we can move on to the retopology process. I will show you everything on the example of a character retopology, but this can be applied to any object. If the model is complex, it may be useful to split it into parts and retopologize each part separately. This will help you to control the geometry more accurately and preserve details. So let's add a new plane. You can rotate it. Next, if your model is symmetrical like mine, cut it in half and remove one of the sides, usually the left one. Next, add a mirror modifier with clipping on. Change the snapping mode to faces and activate it. Next, you can select vertices and use G button to move them in space. They will automatically stick to the surface. As you can see, the display is not very good now. So let's activate the add-on we downloaded and installed it earlier. Open the overlay menu and turn on Draw X-Ray, or you can just activate Blender Retopology mode. Now everything is much better. The most convenient way to make a retopology is to create loops of edges and faces first. We first go around the main and distinct zones of objects that should be displayed in low poly models. It's also a good idea to use references to understand the general principles of retopology. For example, you can find references of retopology of face, hands and other parts. I often just look for models on Sketchfab and look at the object grid there. When you're retopologizing, you need to make sure that the edge loops go around the active zones, which will be bended and deformed, such as those on the knees or around the mouse. Also, you can add additional loop cuts or make supports to get better results. This will also affect the shading of objects, unwrapping and texturing, so you should do it carefully. Try to make sure that your retopology consists of only quads, very rarely triangles, and never n-gons, as these are very problematic shapes. You should also make sure that the polygons are evenly distributed on the surface of your characters. To do this, we can turn on wireframe overlay and use smooth brush with the following settings in sculpting, or Retopoflow, which has a great relax brush for smoothing retopology. There are also many boring but important rules about retopology, but I think I said all the most important information in this video. But also below the video I will leave links to some interesting materials on this topic. Thank you for watching this video. I will be grateful for your likes and subscriptions. Also, I would greatly appreciate if you would go to my Behance or ArtStation account and like the work you could see during this video. I wish you all the best and see you!